Hi, my name is Malia Shelton, and this is my favorite S&P thing assignment. My favorite sensation and perception thing we've learned about in class is prosopagnosia. Prosopagnosia, fittingly also called face blindness, is a neuropsychological disorder of face perception in which an individual is unable to recognize familiar faces, such as family and friends, and even their own face. Depending on the degree of the condition, some people may only have difficulty recognizing a familiar face, some are unable to discriminate between unknown faces, and others may not even be able to distinguish a face as being different from an object. Although their facial recognition is impaired, other components of visual and intellectual abilities are intact. People with prosopagnosia can see just fine. They can navigate through their world without a problem and recognize other types of objects. Take this phone, for example. They can see the phone and recognize it's an iPhone or a Samsung without a problem. But if you were to task them with picking out a picture of their mom's face out of multiple pictures of faces, they wouldn't be able to pick her out despite seeing their mom's face multiple times. They can see all the parts of the face, like the mouth and the eyes, but there's a problem in their configural processing, which makes them unable to put the parts together to make a recognizable face. Those with prosopagnosia learn to identify people on the basis of their hair, the way they're dressed, their voice, and other cues. So there are two types of prosopagnosia, acquired and developmental. Acquired prosopagnosia is typically caused by brain damage from an injury, stroke, or degenerative disease, and developmental is due to neurodevelopmental impairments which are apparent from birth. The cause of this type is unknown, but it's not likely to be from genetic encoding. Since this occurs in early childhood, those who suffer from this type never learn to identify markers of identity. Prosopagnosia is thought to be the result of abnormalities, damage, or impairment in the right fusiform gyrus. The fusiform gyrus is a fold in the brain that coordinates the neural systems that control facial perception and memory. It specifically activates in response to faces. In an average person, when a face is seen repeatedly, the fusiform area reacts less strongly than the first time they saw them. But in a prosopagnosic person, the area doesn't react less strongly. It acts as equal as a first time on a repeated face. Identifying people with prosopagnosia can be difficult because they lead relatively normal lives with normal intelligence and vision. Acquired prosopagnosia is more easily detected because those who suffer from it notice their deficits since they've experienced normal facial recognition before. Developmental prosopagnosia is difficult to identify because those who have it have never experienced recognizing faces, causing them to be unaware they suffer from the condition in the first place. Very little research has been conducted on prosopagnosia since it affects such a small portion of our population, specifically only 2% of the world's population. Since little research has been done, there are no known cures for the disorder. Despite not having a cure, though, those who suffer from the disorder can learn management strategies to help cope with the disorder. Just a little fun fact, Jane Goodall and Brad Pitt suffer from prosopagnosia. I chose this for my assignment because I think it's fascinating that despite seeing a face repeatedly, those who suffer from prosopagnosia basically experience a fresh face each time they see somebody. But despite its fascinating components, I could only imagine how frustrating it would be to have the inability to recall how someone's face looks. I just wonder what they see in their head when they imagine a loved one. And I think about the different kind of daily struggles they face because they're unable to recognize people's faces. But that's all for my S&P assignment. Thanks for watching.